Hi there, this is Pablo, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use Salto workspaces to find and replace anything in your Salesforce metadata. So let's say I'm a Salesforce developer and I've been assigned this ticket that says that I need to rename is GDPR safe to is GDPR ready across all areas in Salesforce. Now obviously for the business that sounds like an easy thing to do, but I know that's actually very hard because I don't know where this word is GDPR safe is used, because it could be used anywhere. We could be using this in validation rule error messages. We could be using them in custom labels, maybe in Lightning Web Components, Visualforce pages, email templates, anywhere. It's not easy to change an entire concept or like a whole sentence across all the metadata in Salesforce. So let's see how Salto can actually help us make this very easy. So for this use case, I'm going to create a new workspace. And this is a good time to talk about workspaces. Workspaces are basically like private Salto environments. Only you can access workspaces, and they can be used to make changes in your Salesforce metadata. So I'm going to call this workspace GDPR rename. And now I need to link to an environment. So this is a little different from what we've seen before with normal environments. Here, I don't connect to a Salesforce or a Zendesk application. I connect to an actual pre-existing environment. So this is the environment that I want to connect to, which has a connection with Salesforce. So I'm going to click here, link, and then save changes. Now what I need to do is I need to fetch the configuration from this environment. So I'm just going to click here on fetch, and then fetch again. So now the fetch has completed, and as you can see, this looks pretty much the same as a normal environment. The main difference here is that I can actually make changes to my Salesforce metadata. So I'm going to go back to the ticket and I'm going to copy the text that we want to replace, is GDPR safe, and I want to see where that text is used across my Salesforce metadata. Okay, so I can see that the text is GDPR safe is actually used in different areas in my org. It appears that it is used as the label of a custom field. It's also used in the error message of a validation rule. It's also used in a flow on the field text for a record create action. And it appears that it's also used in one of my Apex classes. So it's actually used everywhere. So it's not easy to just change this from is GDPR safe to is GDPR ready. But of course, it is easy for Salto. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the new text. I'm going to go back to Salto and I'm going to do a find and replace. So I'm going to click here and then I'm going to replace this text with is GDPR ready. Now I can see a preview here of what the change will look like. Right, we'll change the label from is GDPR safe to is GDPR ready. And again, I can see that preview across all the different metadata types. Now, let's say that for some reason I want to exclude flows from that change. So I can always right click on this and then just click exclude. Nice. So I'm going to change it only in these 6 different areas. And now I'm going to click replace all. I'm going to close this. Close this, and now I can just click deploy. And basically this is going to calculate all the differences between the Salto workspace and your actual Salesforce org, and it's going to figure out what needs to be deployed. There, as you can see, Salto figured out that I need to deploy the Apex class where I made the change, also the custom label where the value changed from is GDPR safe to is GDPR ready. So as you can see, this is very different from a traditional Salesforce deployment. I didn't have to create a package XML. I didn't have to create a change set with all the metadata that changed. Salto just figured that out for me because the workspace had a different configuration from your Salesforce org. And that's actually very useful. So now I'm just gonna click deploy here one more time. And now we're starting the actual deployment to Salesforce. Okay, the deployment completed, so I'm just going to click here on done. And as you can see, the search just updated itself to now only show one record because we excluded flows. So if we search for the new text, is GDPR ready? Now we can see that it's used in these different places, which is exactly what we wanted. So let's open up this custom label, and as we can see, it is used right there. Now let's just go to Salesforce and see that the value was actually changed. So I'm going to open up one of the validation rules here where I made the change, and it's called account GDPR. So let's search for this validation rule, and here we have the new text, is GDPR ready. So I'm going to go to the element tree, I'm going to paste that in, and here's my validation rule, and I'm just going to click here and click open in Salesforce. And there we have it. It does appear that the text was updated exactly as I expected. And that's how easy it is to change anything in your Salesforce metadata using Salto workspaces.